Hello friends, I'm Guninder Sidhu and this is second episode of our series Unfolding. I hope you must have seen first episode too. Actually, that was a very raw attempt on our part. Our whole team was never into this thing. So there were certain shortcomings, but despite all these shortcomings, we decided to go forward, to move forward, and to come up with this episode. After the launch of first episode, we got mixed response. Some were compliments, while the rest were correctives. I have deliberately avoided to use the word good and bad, because for us, compliments and criticism, they are both significant. Whereas compliments, they lifted our spirits, and correctives, it inspired us to have self-introspection, to bring improvements in this series. So we are greatly and from the depth of our heart thankful to all those who watched our first episode and dared to come forward with their feedback. Taking cue from this feedback, I state that actually this is the theme of our series. That in life there is nothing good and bad, but life is just a sequence of events. It happens to us, it gets unfolded. It is only our perception that makes it good and bad. As Shakespeare has very aptly stated, there is nothing either good or bad. Only our thinking makes it so. So it is our request, or it is our pleading to bring some changes in our perception. We have to find some significant meaning in adversity, in hardships, in so-called bad times. Recently, I came across a very good message on a social media, I think on WhatsApp. The message states that you either win or gain experience. Just see the vibes. Instead of using the word lose, what expression has been used? To gain experience. This is the change in perception. If we can change our perception, we can change our life. Because events are bound to come, they are bound to happen to us. Only thing is that if we change our perception, it will make a big difference in our life. The same event can bring sorrow for one person, but the same event can be a learning experience for the other person. I am of a firm belief that all successful persons are those who transcended hardships, adversaries, they went beyond it. The state of transcendence is that where you go beyond without discarding the earlier one. The best example is another message on social media that says that if people throw stones on you, collect those stones and make them a pathway for your success. Those stones thrown at you, symbolizing your criticism, they are the stepping stones of your success. Do you know such persons, what do they pray for? They don't pray for lighter load, but they pray for stronger shoulders. That is the spirit. Here I remember a story from folk wisdom. It is a story of a farmer, and it is told that when his crops were about to ripe, a storm came. Apprehending damage of his crops, he went to God and complained that he stated to God that you don't know how to run the seasons. You have brought storm at the time of ripening of the crops. It's not good. Then God suggested that why don't you take control of the seasons? So farmer agreed. So now he is driver of the seasons. Now when he had to cultivate his fields, he brought mild rainfall. When his crops were growing, he brought mild sunshine, very pleasant weather and everything. When he needed irrigation, he again brought rainfall. So when the harvesting time came, he found that there were no seeds in the crops. If there were seeds, they were so fragile that they were totally useless. So he went back to the God and asked that what went wrong? For me, everything was so perfect, everything was so pleasant, and what went wrong? Then God told that you did not bring storms. You did not bring extremes. Farmer asked why they are important. God replied, if there had been storms, then crops would have grown their roots stronger to hold the ground, to remain alive. They must have gained strength in order to survive. So the God said, you did not put any challenge, you did not put any hardship to the crops, so they remain fragile. Same is true about us. And it is a very big advice for the parents, especially the parents of the present age who are overprotective about the children. By making overprotection of their children, actually they are making the seeds or grains very fragile. Here I extend further, and it is related to a kind of feedback that we got about our first episode. In response to that feedback, I want to say that what we approach for is a kind of very casual method of healing. Of healing that is rooted in our day-to-day life. We launched this series because there is no talk about the process of healing. If you want to get healing, you have to go to a professional. While everything is inside us, the true guru is residing within us. So we are unfolding the process of healing that is rooted in our day-to-day life. I give you a very short and practical example that a few days back, my friend's wife, she abruptly resigned from a job because she couldn't bear the pressure over there, and my friend got a call, and even he was shocked to know about it. And after a few hours, he said that I'm getting a headache. Then I asked, did the headache start when you received the call of your wife? He neither said yes nor no, but only smiled. Actually, his headache started when he got that shocking news. If we go to the traditional method of medicines, then if we conduct tests, then there would not have been any test that could show that the headache started due to the shocking news. But it was true. It started because of this reason. Sometimes we understand things in great exaggeration, in extremes. In our daily life, you must have seen or you must have noticed people saying that that person couldn't get up from the bed after his only son or daughter died. Or you must have heard that after getting a good news, the person became absolutely right. He became healthy. So in daily life, we admit that these emotional turbulences, they affect us. And I tell you, the best method of healing is to be aware about these turbulences. I suggest you one small exercise, that before going to bed daily, just do one thing. Just recollect what happened to you in the whole day. And importantly, what was your emotional reaction to those events. In this way, you will come very close to yourself. You will start knowing yourself. You will start observing that how emotional reactions are affecting you. See, I'm greatly inspired by Hindi movie Dear Zindagi. For me, it is an iconic movie. First of all, it projected healing in a very casual manner. The healer therapist, played by Shah Rukh Khan, he's a very casual man. He's not straight-jacketed psychiatrist. He's not relying upon difficult terminology, jargon of language for curing the patient. But he's healing through storytelling, through the incidents of everyday life. I really find that sequence is amazing, in which he conveys the meaning of to avoid unnecessarily difficult things by narrating the story of a mountain climber. That story, if you just listen to that story, it is a very stupid story, but its meaning is very sublime. You can see that the patient Alia Bhatt, after listening to that story, she gets started healing. Her body language, her face expressions, they start changing all of a sudden. And they start changing for good. She starts experiencing the healing effects of those words of wisdom. I can speak one full episode on Dear Zindagi. I'm so impressed, and it has such kind of subtleties. It has dealt with the depth of our psyche in a very casual and in a very comprehensible manner. Everyone can understand the narrative. That is a healing through narrative. That is the strong point of the movie. Now I tell you about my personal life that even I got healed from such kind of person. He was a very casual person. He never tied his turban by looking into the mirror. And he healed me through the words of wisdom, from ancient times to the present day. I will tell you more about my Guru in some other episode. Now, with these words, I am going to end this episode here. Hopefully, the journey will remain continue. Thanks everyone. And that beautiful and meaningful song, how can we forget it? The song is, when goings get tough, only tough gets going.